My great uncle showed me how to fish the original floating minnow. It was a painstakingly slow process, but it worked, you know. You throw it out there and wait for all the ripples to clear and give it one little twitch and then wait for all the ripples to clear, and then all of a sudden a giant bass would come up and just smash it. And that's the first time I ever threw any sort of hard bait was a original floating Rapala minnow, so definitely something I'll never forget. And the really cool thing about every bait in the Rapala lineup, they have a built-in, just really natural action in all their baits, from, you know, the original floating minnows to now we got the shadow wraps and the shadow wrap shads. Something about it, it's so real, they can't not eat it. The things I like about the shadow wrap shad, it's actually got a more realistic profile than most jerkbaits. Most jerkbaits are real thin and long, and the majority of the minnows across the country, most of the forage we're fishing is shad based. And those fish actually are a little taller than most jerkbaits, so that shadow wrap shad really fits the profile a lot better. And it comes with really nice light wire hooks. The key to that with jerkbait fishing, you can't put big heavy hooks on a bait. It'll kind of mess up the action a little bit, and the way they bite it, a lot of fish are just slashing at it or slapping at the bait. And those light wire hooks give you a lot better penetration. There's a couple things that does. They're a little bit different than any other jerkbait on the market. Like I said, it's got a real nice shimmy to it when you jerk it, and then when you pause it, it's the only jerkbait on the market I've seen that the nose will start to rise as you let it set there. Every other jerkbait kind of stays in that same position you jerk it, and there's something about this bait, that little rise, that's a trigger for those fish. It looks like a wounded minnow. Like I said, anytime a minnow dies, it's either going to go down or going to go up. It doesn't sit horizontal if it's wounded. And that little rise in the nose of the bait when you let it pause is just a super key trigger to get these fish to bite. And that little shimmy it has when you jerk it and work the bait along is another really, really cool thing about this bait that you don't see in any other jerkbait on the market.